Hello, everybody. My name is Bill, and this is Billboard Comics. And this is another edition of my Guiding Lines feature for this. This is the show on my channel where I go over the weekly new releases available to you. This week I'll be covering the first week, first releases of October 1st, 2025, coming out next Wednesday. I will go over what I think the biggest book of the week, the one that you should pay most attention to, let you know all the new books coming out, let you know what books are coming to an end, as far as I could tell, and I'll give you issues that might not fall into any of those categories, issues that you might make note of, and also give you a lowdown of any facsimiles that are coming out. Without further ado, let's get into this because I want to make sure we get all this done in a timely fashion. Let's start with the big book of the week. Big book of the week comes to us from Marvel. It isn't technically an official series. It's more of a prequel prelude to Marvel's Age of Revelation crossover event that's taking place in the Marvel's X-Men books. The book I'm choosing for the big book of the week is X-Men Age of Revelations Overture number 1. This is more of a prelude to the entire series. It's going to be running for the next couple months at the very least in the X-Men titles that Marvel is publishing. This is a kind of harkens back to another crossover miniseries event that took place in the 90s, Age of Apocalypse. Well, basically, the thing at that time was basically Charles Xavier's son, Legion, went back in time in order to kill Magneto to save the world from all his evil, and ends up accidentally killing his father, and creates a whole new reality where Apocalypse has taken over the world, and the X-Men are all kind of like cyberpunk, kind of down and dirty characters. I believe this lasted for about 4 months. They stopped all publication on all issues, and then started up with a new issue. Like, I think the X-Men became the Astonishing X-Men, or maybe Uncanny X-Men became Astonishing X-Men, and there's like Excalibur became Excalibur, but it's spelled X-Calbre. It is kind of, it's basically like it had a whole event and stuff, and it still like it was incredibly popular, and obviously, and it keep on harking back and back to it, even to this day. There's a new next month coming out, a new one set in the Age of Apocalypse alternate reality. So they know there's money to be mined in alternate reality, dystopian, either presents or futures, from featuring the X-Men characters. People just love to see the X-Men being tormented. What can I say? I'm not one of them. Like I wish there were happy times for the X-Men. But however, this is why they've come to this Age of Revelation is coming into existence. I have not been following every single X book to the letter. I am behind on my reading of the books, so I don't know exactly all the bits and pieces of this going into this crossover. But in the broad brushstrokes, it takes place 10 years in the future. The Roman numeral for 10 is X. So that's why they're doing it 10 years in the future, and it involves a world that is drastically different and changed from today, in more badass ways, kind of like it was in Age of Apocalypse. If you see the cover that I popped up there a couple seconds ago, Wolverine now, I guess his healing factor is not working, so the top of his head is metal now. I guess that's a thing. But this has an alternate future for all your favorite X-Men characters. Will it stick? Probably not. Will it be referenced again and again and again? Probably ad infinitum. This is the 16 million alternate future for the X-Men, and there are probably more after this. So, if you love this one, don't be too sad if it goes away and the status quo is reignited, and it's an entirely different set of circumstances in 2035 when you're picking up your X-Men comic books from your holographic comic book store and it's downloaded to a jack into your cerebellum that you have let the government implant into you. But I digress. This special one shot is going to be $5.99 for 40 pages. It'll be written by Jed MacKay, pencils by Ryan Stegman, inks by J.P. Mayer, colors by Edgar Delgado, and the cover will be by Stegman, J.P. Mayer on inks, and Marte Garcia on colors. There'll be 4 open order variants to support this: an Aaron Kuder Revelation variant, a Corey Smith variant, a Riki Yagawa character variant, I believe it's Psylocke, and a Stanley Artgerm Lau variant. There'll be 2 incentives: a 125 by Mark Bagley, and 100 by Stanley Artgerm Lau. It's going to be a version of his other cover. Sorry about the move there. I want to make sure there's enough room over here so I can put the covers up. Next, let's move on from the big book of the week. It's a new series starting this week. And let me start this by saying thank you to people who have come back week after week. I appreciate your repeat business. Thank you for hanging around. I hope you like it. I'm glad you came back. If this is your first time and you like it, please stick around to the end. I would like to have you see all the new releases and stuff like that. Put a lot of research in this. This is a research-intensive kind of video. Love to have you hang around. And if you do subscribe to the channel, that you get these videos and a whole bunch more delivered directly to your inbox. Or maybe not your inbox, or your YouTube homepage when new ones are published. And you can always comment if you have any kind of questions or issues or anything that you want to talk about this. But let's go to new issues, and we're going to stick with Marvel, and we're going to start with Spider-Man Noir #1. Again, there's no secret about why this is coming. There's going to be an Amazon, I believe, Prime series based around a character, based on his spinning off of his popularity in the Spider-Verse movies. It will be portrayed by Nicolas Cage, but obviously we're going to want to have some new, fresh content on there. I don't know when the show is coming out. Probably coming soon because they're starting this. But they like to have a series out there so people who see it on Amazon want to come in and buy something. They could go to new releases and just, oh, there it is. It's #1. I could pick it up. That'd be great. Even though it's like the second or third series featuring a character. But I digress. It'll be $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue limited series. It'll be written by Erik Larsen. That's the same Erik Larsen of Savage Dragon fame. Art by Andrea Baccardo. Colors by Rochelle Rosenberg. And the cover will be by Simone DeMeo. There will be 2 open order covers to support this. One by David Mack and one by Erik Larsen. And there'll be 3 incentive covers. A 125 by Andrea Sorrentino. That is the actual artist on the book. So I love it when they give the artist on the book a cover. This way it's, gets a little extra money in his paycheck that way. A 150 by Jerome Opena, and a 1 in 100 of the David Mack variant, only this time in a Virgin. Next up is Spirits of Vengeance. This is a miniseries collecting all the various and sundry, even tangentially related Ghost Rider characters. So if you like Ghost Rider, Marvel's saying, hey, we heard you like Ghost Rider. So you put Ghost Rider in your Ghost Rider. So now you have Ghost Rider. Now you have Spirits of Violence. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries. Written by Sabir Pirzada. Art by Paul Davidson. Colors by Andrew Dalhouse. And the cover will be by Kendrick Lim. There'll be 3 open order covers. One by Eric M. Gist. One by Kyle Holtz, a Marvel Zombies variant. And one by Peach Momoko Kimono variant. There will be 2 incentives. A 125 by Simone Bianchi, and a 150 of the Eric MG variant, only this time in a Virgin. And just so you know, in case this is your first time dealing with any comic books, Virgins are books that are just the artwork, no trade dressing or blurbs or anything like that. Many of you probably are out there saying yes, we know, get on with it. Just try to cover my bases. I'm sorry, guys. Next up, a very historic character getting a one-shot for Hispanic Heritage Month. It's White Tiger, Reborn, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages. Like I said, it's going to be a one-shot. This is a kung fu kind of character that was created in part, or if not in whole, by George Perez. If you have been following the site and you've watched other of my videos here, you know how much I love George Perez. George Perez is my favorite writers and artists of all time. So I have a soft spot in my heart for this guy. And I remember like one books I got when I was a kid, and I think I still have it today, was Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, I believe, number 9, where White Tiger guest appears in that, and he's appears on the cover looming over a college campus. So he's, for those two reasons, White Tiger has always had a special spot in my heart. There will be 2 stories in this issue because it's an oversized and kind of like special anniversary kind of issue. Story 1 will be done by, number 1 would be by Daniel Jose Older, art by Bruno Abaides, and the second story will be written by Cynthia Pelayo, and art by Moises Hidalgo. The cover on the book will be done by Mike Hawthorne. Most of these, I don't know about Hawthorne per se, but everybody else is a Latino creator or Latina creator. So they're going to, like George Perez, writing what they know kind of thing. So I think that's a good sign. 2 open order covers on this. One by Johnny Cavallero, and one by Mateus Manhanini. Manhanini. And one incentive, a 1 in 50 George Perez Hidden Gem variant. I wish I knew this. I wish I knew how to get my hands on it and not pay $500 for it. It is a kind of a tryout sheet that George Perez did for the characters. I believe he's drawing Sons of the Dragon. It's a martial arts storyline in Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazine size, and he did character sheets for all the members of that cast and White Tiger, both in their superhero costumes, although the Sons of Dragon weren't really superheroes, but nonetheless, and also their civilian identities, so you could compare and contrast, and it's all like pencil kind of sketch drawing. I would really love to get this one. If anybody, my birthday's coming up in November, so that's 2 months away. A month after this comes out. No, not 2 months away, it's a month away. Time keeps ticking. Get it for me. That's great. I love it. Just, I don't know how to get it to me, and I'm not really serious about this. Don't buy me anything. If you want to do anything to help me out for my birthday, please like, subscribe, and comment. But yes, I would like to get my hands on that one because I'm a big fan of George Perez. Next up, we're moving on to Dark Horse. Dark Horse has a number of number 1s hitting. First off, Kill All Immortals 2. It's a sequel, apparently, to the first Kill All Immortals book. Number 1, $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue limited series. Writing will be by Zach Kaplan. Art by Fico Ossio. Colors by Thiago Rocha. Letters by Hassan Atsmain Elhal. And the cover will be by Oliver Barrett. There'll be 3 other covers to go along with this. A cover B by Matt Taylor. A cover C by John Jiang. And a cover D by Tula Lote. There'll be another edition of the Minor Threats kind of franchise. Patton Oswalt and Jordan Blum's kind of superhero shared universe. Minor Threats, The Last Devil Left Alive. $4.99 for 32 pages, and it's going to be a 5-issue series, as most of these Minor Threats series are. It'll be written by Patton Oswalt and Jordan Blum. Art by Scott Hepburn. Colors by Ian Herring. Letters by Nate Pierkos. And the cover will be by Scott Hepburn. There'll be 2 other covers. A cover B by Jill Thompson. Jill Thompson is an awesome, kick-ass artist. I love her stuff on Scary Godmother and Sandman and a whole bunch of other stuff. She's really talented. So, if you have to buy an alternate cover, buy that one. And also, or David Aja is a good artist. He's doing cover C. Another licensed book that Dark Horse is giving a new issue for is Masters of the Universe, Andred number 1. This is going to be a one-shot. It looks like it's going to be $6.99 for 56 pages, and it's going to be written by Tiffany Smith, art by Adriana Mello, letters by And World Design, and the cover will be by Mello. I don't know if the story note the book. It seems pretty big for just one creative team in there, unless it was meant to be a mini series and just like squishing it together into like one series. That seems to be about like the page count you'd probably get if you had that. So, congratulations, you're getting a trade paperback in non-trade paperback form for cheaper than you would pay for it. There are to be two other covers to support this. Cover B by Skylar Patridge. Cover C by Nate Bertizky. Next, we're going to move on to DC Comics. DC, this is another one that was a possible, I thought, for the big book of the week, but decided against it because you can't really beat Marvel's canceling a whole bunch of titles and starting whole new titles for a whole to get behind the whole Age of Elevation storyline. It's kind of hard to choose this over that, but probably for personal taste, I would have Absolute Evil #1, $4.99 for 48 pages, or is it $5.99? I believe it might be $5.99 for 48 pages, and it's going to be a one shot. Be written by Al Ewing, pencils by Giuseppe Camicoli, inks will be by Stefano Avensi, colors will be by Romulo Fajardo Jr., and the cover will be by Camicoli on pencils, Nessie on inks, and Fajardo Jr. on colors. This is a book, a one-shot, that is a gathering of all the villains in the Absolute universe. And if you have been following every single Absolute book like I have, you might be asking yourself, what villains? The villains featured in here have made a very low impact in this reality, in these stories, and so on and so forth. The Joker's in here. The Joker has been a behind-the-scenes character in Absolute Batman since it began, and I think we just saw him on the page like an issue or two ago. The Flash has a female version of Eobon Thawne, who has been working in the project that created the Flash, but her villainous nature has not been revealed as of yet. Ra's al Ghul has been a big part of the Superman, Absolute Superman one, so that's a villain. We know is a villain. We've been introduced. We know that there. But there's a whole bunch of villains here that are kind of like not really villains. Like Veronica Cale, I don't think I've seen her at all in the Absolute Wonder Woman stuff, but she's got to be the villain. She matches up there. But this is a list of all the people who now realize that we're controlling the world behind the scenes, trying to deal with the paradigm shift of having all these new heroes pop in. The Flash, the Green Lantern, yada yada yada. It's written by Al Ewing. Oh no, I got that right. If you're following this up, you're probably going to follow this. This is going to probably play into the next year of Absolute books. So, if you want to follow around, you want to keep up, you're going to have to get it. There will be 6 open order covers to support this. Cover B by Fabrizio De Tommaso. Cover C will be by Gerard Perel. Cover D will be by Dustin Nguyen. Cover E will be Riley Rossmo. Cover F will be a foil variant of that Rossmo cover. And cover G will be blank. There will be one event cover, New York Comic Con 2025 David Nakayama Gatefold cover. Wow, New York Comic Con is upon us again. Time flies. It does. I think I said that in another video recently. Probably the one that you saw yesterday. But I digress. Yeah, that's... Alright, moving on sharply, if not smartly. Justice League, the Omega Act Special, #1. $5.99 for 48 pages, and it's going to be a one-shot. This is tying into the whole storyline that's going through the Superman and Batman World's Finest book, and also the Justice League Unlimited book, about the time trapper trying to escape Darkseid's minions, and eventually it's going to lead to Darkseid coming back and fighting all the people and stuff like this. So if you are following that storyline again, this is a one-shot you're going to need to kind of fit into that. It'll probably be addressed in the actual books themselves. However, if you want this, you got this. It's written by Joshua Williamson, art by Yasmin Dietrich, and Clay Torme, and the cover will be by Jorge Fornes. There will be 3 open order covers, a cover B by Ko Young Yum, cover C by Fernando Blanco. Cover D will be by Salvador La Roca. And there'll be 1 incentive, a cover E, a 1 in 25, by Dan Aguil. Next up, we have another one-shot that answers a long-term question that I don't know has the right answer. It's DC's Satanic Panic, number 1. This is a horror-tinged one-shot from DC because, well, you know it's coming out at the end of the month in 30 days after this is published, Halloween, so we have to get our comic books on the shelf for them. It's going to be $9.99 for 80 pages. It's going to be a one-shot. The thing I'm talking about here is that I always thought the character of Zatanna was pronounced Zatanna, but they're using her name to rhyme with Satanic Panic, like Satan. And unless like I've been pronouncing Satan wrong for even longer than I've been pronouncing Zatanna wrong, and it's actually Satana or Satan, which I don't think it is. So I don't know if this is like DC's subtle way of telling everybody that we've all been pronouncing Zatanna's name wrong. But you know, my thing is like, you know what? She's been around for 60 years, 70 years, something like that maybe. Call her what you want. Call her what you've always been calling her. Just buy her books. Since this is an oversized special, there's a whole lot of writers, a bunch of writer artists, and a bunch of artists. So sit tight or get yourself a soda or some kind of frothy beverage. It'll be written by Daniel Warren Johnson, Kevin Scott, Roberto Riccoli, Lyndon Radchenka, and Calais C. Miller. There will also be stories done by the same person, a writer-artist kind of role, Andrew McLean and Rowan McCall. Artists on the series that do not have are not drawn by the writers who did it will be done by Riley Rossmo, John McRae, Gigi Cavanago, and Don DeNulo. The cover will be by Lee Bermejo. There'll be 2 other covers to go along with this. Cover B by Daniel Warren Johnson, and cover C by Sean Tay. DC will also be bringing back this week Gotham Academy. In Gotham Academy First Year number 1. $4.99 for 40 pages, and it's going to be a 6-issue series. Be written by, as the first one was, by Becky Cloonan, Carl Kerschel, and Brandon Fletcher. Art will be by Marco Ferrari, and the cover will be by Carl Kerschel. There'll be 2 other covers to support this series. Cover B by Dustin Nguyen, and cover C by Sweeney Boo. Moving on to Image, and we're going to start with one of my favorite books of the week. Like I said, sometimes this segment gives you nothing but crap for the big book of the week, and other weeks you have numerous things that you would choose, or I would love to choose, or would like to cover as the big book of the week. This is my personal thing. If I had my druthers, and if like the Age of Revelation wasn't such a big crossover, I would maybe chose this. And if like, of course, Absolute Evil wasn't also involved in it, I would have chose this. G.I. Joe Cold Slither number 1. As a G.I. Joe fan, and a fan of not only the toy line but also the animated series, if you're like me, the name Cold Slither, when it is in reference to G.I. Joe, should bring a smile to your face. This is it's kind of a goofy concept, but you know what? G.I. Joe's full of goofy concepts. They have, robots, super troopers. They have a hypnotist who goes bare-chested into battle. There's a bad guy who's made from the DNA of every single tyrant in the history of tyrants. So there's room for goofiness. This one is Cold Slither was a band, a Kiss-like band that was composed of the Dreadnoks from at least I don't know if it started in the comic books. I don't even made it into the comic books or not, before this, but it was part of the actual animated series, and that was there. It was the Dreadnoks, the biker offshoot of Cobra, and having them kind of infiltrate the world of rock and roll to, I guess, influence recruits into Cobra. But it's one of the legendary episodes from the animated series, and here we are right now, getting it a one shot from Image because of it. A shining light, a beacon of beautifulness in a morass of whatever this world is. Be written at $3.99 for 32 pages. Like I said, it's a one shot. Be written by Tim Seeley, art by Juan Cabal, colors by Rex Locus, letters by Pat Brousseau, and a cover by Stephen Beach. There'll be 2 open order covers to go along with this. A cover B by Juan Cabal, and a cover E will be blank. So you can get your favorite artist to draw Cold Slither on there. Try to do their own interpretation of a famous, like, album cover, like Meet the Beatles or the Nirvana cover, Off the Deep End or whatever. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Never mind. I'm so excited about this. My mind's going crazy. There'll also be 2 incentives. A cover C, a 1 in 10 by Brent Schoonover, and a cover D, a 1 in 25 by Steve Beach, a different one than his main cover. Next up is wins the award for the bulkiest title, actual wordy title of any comic book in this week's new releases. Good Devils Don't Play Fair with Evil, number 1. Ask for it by name, if you can. $5.99 for 64 pages. It's going to be one shot. It's going to be perfect bound, which means it's going to be kind of like what people on Whatnot call trade paperbacks, but it's not. It's a different format entirely. That's a pet peeve of mine. But nonetheless, it's going to have squared corners and stuff like that. So get 2 copies so you can read one, and one that you don't even open so you can actually resell if you want to. Be written by David Brothers, art by Nick Dragotta, and Dragotta is going to do the cover as well. Also coming from Image is going to be the Author Immortal, number 1. $4.99 for 40 pages. It's going to be an ongoing. Be written by Frank J. Barberi. Art by Morgan Beam. Letters by Hassan Atsmain Elhau. And the cover will be by Beam. The cover, there's going to be 1 open order cover. Cover B by Yuko Shimizu. And 2 incentives. A cover C, a 1 in 25 by Jorge Corona. And a cover D, a 1 in 50 by Yukio Shimutsu, foil version of their original cover. Let's move on to IDW, because wait a minute, it's another week. It's about time for another Godzilla tie-in. Starship Godzilla number 1, $4.99 for 32 pages. I don't know if it's going to be a miniseries or ongoing series. I could not find anything online, and IDW didn't choose to tell us. Shame on you, IDW. Be written by Chris Gooch, art by Oliver Ono, letters by Hassan Atsmain Elhau, and the cover would be by Ono. There'll be 3 open orders. Cover B by Chris Gooch, a cover C by Vitor Carfaghi, and cover D will be a blank cover. And there'll be 1 incentive, a 1 in 25, done by Bob Eggleton. All right, I apparently this is a pre-existing kind of concept in the grand, wider Godzilla kind of thing. I'm not big on Godzilla, but apparently like anything that IDW is putting up there is something that's already been done in the movies in Japan or something like that, or TV or cartoons or whatever. So this is if you're a follower of like this kind of space thing, Godzilla. Well, here you go. Congratulations. Next up, AC Comics is publishing Femforce Forever number 1. $6.95 for 24 pages. It's going to be a one-shot. $6.95 for 24 pages. And you think just the drawings of the girls inside the comic book would be exploitative. I don't know who's doing the creative. I don't know what it is. I don't know what... There's no kind of blurb along with it. I don't know what's inside the book. I don't know what it's about. I have no idea. I don't know if it's an anniversary issue. I don't know if it's a special issue. All I know, it's going to be edited in chief by Bill Black, who was the editor in chief of AC Comics. So I'm sorry to give you that information, but do with that what you will. Archie is also getting into the Halloween hijinks today, this week I should say, with Archie's Halloween Spectacular #1. Usually these kind of specials have one original story and a bunch of Halloween-themed stories from the vast back catalog of Archie Comics. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but the original comic story is going to be written in pencils by Dan Parent. He's going to be inked by Bob Smith. Colors will be by Glenn Whitmire. Letters by Jack Morelli. And Dan Parent will be also doing the cover. It'll be $7.99 for 48 pages, and it's going to be a one-shot. There'll be one other cover, cover B by Bob White, and it's going to be a retro version. It's going to have like an old-timey look to it. Next, boom! The Last Day of H.P. Lovecraft #1. I looked at this and I thought I for sure included this in here, an earlier edition of this. I could not find it in my notes. So maybe I did this. If you're hearing this again, I know my policy here. I'm not going to be repetitive and give you the information over and over again. The online I found was supposed to come out on the 27th. I didn't see anything from the 27th of this being listed in the new releases. So if this is the second time you're seeing all this rigmarole, I apologize. That's just the way it is. I need a better system to try to track all this. But then again, is it really my fault if they can't put out the comic book when they're supposed to? Don't answer that. $4.99 for 32 pages. Again, I have no idea if it's a limited series, ongoing series, or a one-shot. Boom did not tell us. It'll be written by Romualdo Golivo. Art by Jacob Rubella. Cover by Jacob Rubelka. There'll be 3 open order variants. Cover B by Ben Steinbeck. Cover C by Suspiria Vilches. Boom, 20th anniversary variant. A lot of the books this year have 20th anniversary variants because it is Boom's 27th anniversary. I'm kidding, it's the 20th anniversary, of course, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm just joking around with you. I don't mean to insult you if you're angry about that. I'm not trying to make fun of you or pick on you. I'm just trying to be silly and goofy. I do not take it seriously. If you do, I apologize. But I digress. And cover G will be a Jacob Rubelka Virgin cover. There will be 3 incentives. Cover C will be 1 in 10 of Ben Steinbeck. There will be a cover E, a 1 in 15 by John Pearson, Virgin, and a cover F, a 1 in 20 of the Suspiria Villages Boom 20th anniversary cover, but only in a Virgin. Next up, Dynamite. Dynamite has, I in case you don't know, I try not to be, I like to be positive in this entire channel. But the one bastion of negativity I feel, and it might be off-putting to you, you should be off-putting. Okay, whatever. Off-putting to you is this feature, Guiding Lines, because a lot of stuff that happens with new comic books and new releases like really kind of frosts my bottom and irks me. And, or just stuff that is just like, so labor intensive, or like okay, I know I'm coming across this and it's going to be a lot of work for me. And whenever I see Dynamite having a new book, or a book ending, or a book that I might want to bring somebody's attention to, I get something in the pit of my stomach saying like, crap, not again. Because Dynamite is by far and away the nationwide leader in variant covers. The worldwide leader in variant covers. This, especially if they have something big, a big issue to promote. This week they do. It's a crossover between Harley Quinn and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Did anybody ask for that crossover? I'm sure a lot of people did. And I'm sure they know who they are, and I know they're probably on lists of them. So, yeah. But since these are 2 major projects, a crossover with another company, obviously DC Comics, DC Comics have published both of these. They're doing a lot of variant covers for it. Let's do a quick count. 13, 14, so that's 27. 27, and it looks like 11, so that's 38. 38 variant covers for this Fakakta comic book. I don't know if it's a one shot or not. I think it's at least 3 issue series. I think I saw that on the uh, Comic Book Geek website. Maybe that's all they're going to be. There might be more. I don't know, but I thought there's going to be close to 40 variants every time you do this. But if you want to bypass this, let me say you could. Let me give you the basic information that you need. How much it costs, the writers and whatnot. Great creative team. And then if you want to space ahead, I will do when I'm done with all the variants. So you could just fast forward to until you see me acting like an idiot, and you don't have to look through all the variants. $4.99 for 32 pages, written by Jimmy Palmiotti, along with his wife Amanda Connor. Amanda Connor will also be doing the artwork, shared with Juan Samu, and the cover will be by Amanda Connor. Okay, we're starting at variants. So if you want to start going ahead now, go ahead now. 13 open order variants. Cover B by Chad Hardin. Cover C by Joseph Michael Linsner. Cover D by Ben Caldwell. Cover E by Mark Spears. Cover F, a foil variant of the Amanda Connor cover. Cover G, Amanda Connor variant, a foil and virgin cover. Cover H, be a Mark Spears foil. Cover I will be a Mark Spears foil virgin. Cover J will be a blank Authentics cover. Cover K will be Amanda Connor metal virgin cover. Cover L will be Amanda Connor virgin. I hope Amanda Connor has been paid by the actual cover, because this is a punitive amount of covers. And she should have, she'd probably just do it once and then doing it over again, like in metal and stuff like this. She should get money for each cover sold. Cover W, a fiery red blank authentic FOC bonus variant. This is basically a blank one. Instead of being white, it's going to be red. And I guess FOC, I always think it's being final order cutoff. I don't know if that's the case here. I'm going to go with it as being final order cutoff. I should probably do more research in it. But then again, I have to say 38 variant covers, and the same creators usually 6-7 times over and over the process. So I just, go easy on me. Next, we're going to the incentives. 14 incentives. Cover M, Amanda Connor Ride variant, 1 in 10. That would be it. That's a different version, a different cover than the main cover. So she did 2 covers for it, and she probably got paid for it. I hope she gets a little piece of all sales on these. Cover N, 1 in 10 Ben Caldwell Virgin cover. Cover O, 1 in 10 Chad Hardin black and white variant. Cover P, 1 in 15 Amanda Connor Ride foil. Cover Q, 1 in 15 Chad Hardin black and white virgin cover. Cover R, 1 in 20 Amanda Connor Ride foil virgin cover. Cover S, a 1 in 20 Mark Spears virgin cover. Cover T, 1 in 30 Joseph Michael Linsner virgin. Cover U, a 1 in 40 Chad Hardin virgin. Cover V, a 1 in 50 Amanda Connor Ride virgin. Cover Y, 1 in 10 Mark Spears pink FOC bonus. Cover Z, a 1 in 10 Chad Hardin FOC bonus foil variant. Cover ZA. Yes, even before we're into the retailer exclusives, we have ran out of letters of the alphabet. ZA, a 1 in 15 Mark Spears pink FOC bonus virgin. And cover ZB, a 1 in 15 Chad Hardin FOC bonus foil virgin. There will be 11 retail exclusives, and I'm going to take a little break before I start on this to tell you that the first 4 of them suck. Sorry, I don't mean to, like I said, I'm trying to keep positive, and this is like, I don't try to get this negative, but you'll see, you'll probably see up here or something like this, or somehow I will show you the variant covers. Now, check a look at the first 4 things there. This is Harley Quinn and Elvira, I'm presuming, because Elvira looks more like Vampirella than she does Elvira. Elvira is not a comic book character. She's not open for interpretation. She is a real life person. Okay, she is a fictional character created by a real life person, Cassandra Peterson. She has been dressing up the same way as the Elvira character for at least 40 years, if not more. I don't know if she dates back to the 70s. I know she's like in the kind of underground, like entertainment LA thing. She has a very distinctive look. She has the pompadour hair. She has the big blue eyes. She has the vivacious figure. She has the black thing. She looks the way she's supposed to look. There should not be a variance of look, as you see here. Whoever the Faces by Ricci is, and I'm sorry to come down here. I mean, the artwork is beautiful. It looks good. It just doesn't look like Elvira, and that's part of the job. That's part of the assignment. But this Faces by Ricci does all the Comic Kingdom retail variants. There are 9 New York Comic Con variants. There are going to be 2 sets of covers. Each have 2 covers to them. A black and white version and a regular version. So there you go. In addition to that, East Coast Comics will have a Pat Ventura fashion magazine variant and just a regular variant, looks like. MB Artist will have 3 variant covers, all done by Steve Ahola. It'll be a regular variant, a foil virgin variant, and a virgin variant. Syndicate Comics, Troll Comics, Nirvana Comics, ATL Comics, and Epico Comics have a Deacon Putsch Cups black and white variant. So, if you want any of those, that's where you could get them. Go to town. Next up, Ignition Press, Roots of Madness, #1. This looks like it could be $9.99 for $4.99 for 24 pages. Be written by Stephanie Williams, art by Letizia Cardonici, colors by Alessandro Santero, letters by And World Design, and the cover by Juliet Neva. There'll be one open art cover, a cover B by Letizia Cardonici. And there'll be one incentive, a cover C, a 1 in 5, by Paulina Ganuccio. Next up, Keen Spot is coming out with another issue of Mark Spears Monsters franchise. Mark Spears Monsters, The Monster and the Wolf. #1. $5.99 for 32 pages. It is going to be written, art, and cover will be by Mark Spears. What cover will you get? If you saw the picture, it is a polybag cover. It is going to be a cover that is like sealed, and you'll get one of 75 variant covers inside there. What are you going to get? I don't know. What are they going to be? I have no idea. Are they going to be past covers from the main Monsters series? Are they going to be completely new ones that he created? He seems to be incredibly proficient for somebody who has a painted art style. More power to him, more credit to him, if that is the case. But who knows? And there is listing as 3 other covers. I don't know if these are going to be part of the grab bag or the mystery bag, or they're going to be covers on their own. Ask your local store. Cover B will be a 1 in 250 by Mark Spears foil. Cover C will be a 1 in 500 Mark Spears glow in the dark variant. And cover D, a 1 in 1000 Mark Spears metal variant. The fact that they have such a high ratio of ratio variant leads me to believe that these might be the chase covers that are going to be in the actual grab bag, a mystery bag, whatever. So if you, everybody's doing it now. If you like this kind of thing, more power to you. More to you. I do like the whole idea of like not knowing what you're going to get, and like it could be a surprise, and who knows, you might get the big one, but likely to get the more common one. But you don't know until you open it, and it's kind of like a Schrodinger's variant cover kind of thing going on there. But if I don't know if I like it enough to actually buy as many as I see many people on YouTube buying it. But I digress. All right, Mad Cave has a new one, Gunpowder Prophets, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue series. Written by Justin Jordan. Art by Patrick Piazzalunga. Colors by Roman Stevens. Letters by Taylor Esposito. Cover by Patrick Piazzalunga. There'll be one other cover, a cover B by Jorge Corona. Moving on to Panic. Panic has a new series out called Savager, number 1. $5.99 for 48 pages. A 4-issue series. Written by Shannon Eric Denton and Dirk Blackman. Art by Kuber Ball. Colors by Shimerius Ball. I wonder if they're related. Letters by Sal Cipriano. And the cover will be by Tehan Farr. There'll be one other cover, cover B by Christopher Laird. Tidal Wave is back with another one of their kind of like, let's try to draw something around the Wikipedia page for a celebrity kind of thing. Fame, Ed Boon, number 1. $8.99 for a one-shot. Don't know how many pages it is, but I doubt that's enough to justify the $8.99 price point. If you don't know who Ed Boon is the creator of the Mortal Kombat and other video games, but most famously the Mortal Kombat series of video games. Very famous, very popular, still going to this day. So he's kind of like the rock star of this. I believe the last issue they had was about the man who created the Pokemon video game. So they're moving away from, or maybe 2 before that. I'm glad to see they're actually, from their rip-off kind of stuff, going off into video games and other forms of entertainment for their biography comic books. There'll be 2 other covers. San Diego Comic-Con 2025, Alicia Canto Virgin, and a Terrificon 2025, Matthew Waite. Don't know why those 2 comic book conventions that have been shut down for over a month are getting variants, but maybe they had them then and they're using them now. I don't know. Next up, Udon, in a segment I like to call is, Are We Sure It's Going to Come Out? I don't have any music or thumbnail for that, but because it's not really official. But it's a 2025 Street Fighter and Friends Swimsuit Special, number 1. It's $4.99 for 32 pages. The cover will be by Reik, R-E-I-Q, and I imagine there's going to be a wide variety of artists inside. Probably no writers. It's a swimsuit issue, so you don't really need to have people writing it. There'll be 3 open order covers. A cover B by Quasimodox. No cap. I don't know if I'd use that right. No lie. Love that name. I wish I thought of that name. Cover C will be Tovio Rogers, and cover D will be blank, so you can have your favorite Street Fighter character drawn by your favorite artist. Again, I recommend going to Simon Bisley and have him draw Blanca in a Speedo. Not because I'm some kind of freak, not because you're some kind of freak, not because Bisley's some kind of freak. I just want to see what that would look like. And I think that would rip a hole in the time-space continuum, and world as we know it, and reality we know it would end. But I digress. There'll be one incentive, a cover E, a 1 in 5, by Kimu Nishimura, wraparound cover. And there'll be 3 retailer exclusives, all sold on the Udon website, all drawn by Inkpot. That'll be cover number X1, X2, and X3. There are variations in the 3. We can see it up there, and so you can see, which of the person sitting in the chair is your favorite. All right, next one we have Zombie Love Studios. This is the final new release. Zombie Love Halloween 2025, number 1. Looks like $5.99 for 48 pages. It's a one-shot. There's supposed to be 2 stories in it. One done by Rodney Barnes and one done by R.J. Barnes. I wonder if they're related. Art by Zisman Koretsky, Anthony Disser, and Mon House. Actually, there's going to be 3 stories. I think Rodney Barnes is doing 2, and R.J. Barnes is doing 1. And the cover will be by Mon House. It's an anthology, so if you like spooky books, look, and your LCS has a wide shelf of books, look into it. And we have one. Let's try this again. Again. In case this is your first time around here, I just want to let you know that this subsegment of this channel episode is dedicated to comic books I've already covered in a previous week episode. I've already did the whole listening to the creators, listening to variants, all that jazz and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, it didn't come out when it was supposed to, and it's coming out now. Adventure Time, the Bubbline College Special #1, only supposed to come out on 8/20/25, and this is the 3rd time it was solicited to come out. So, let's see if we'll get it this time. Who knows what it could be. It could be like a problem with like creators not getting the stuff in on time, or it could be something with licensors. They might have like stuff going on there, and the creators of the cartoon might have, no, this can't be this contradicts our continuity, you have to redo this character is off model. So that might be what's causing the delay. I don't know, but this is the 3rd time it's been solicited. Let's see if it comes out. Alright, let's move on to the final issues. And I don't know if you could hear this, but there's a dog barking in the background, and it's quite loud. And I wish people would like. I love dogs, and I don't know why they bark. I don't know, maybe like my voice is causing them to bark. I don't know why they're barking. I wish they would stop, but I think they've already stopped. But if you hear the dog in the background, I apologize. I have no control of it. It's not my dog. I don't have a dog, and so, I apologize. So, final issues. Start with Marvel. Marvel has a whole bunch of final issues usually. This week they only have 1. Thank goodness. And it's a member of the 10 Count Club. What is the 10 Count Club, you might ask? It's a witty kind of name, the dog's back. A witty little name that I have given to my Marvel's trend of letting a series go 10 issues and then canceling it. Usually it'd be like 20 issues or 12 issues, but now I guess the trade paperback size for story arc is 5 issues, so you get 2 volumes into 10 issues and then you're done. But the issue in question is Deadpool Wolverine #10, which is strange. I don't know, this might also be part of the whole Revelations, but I thought all those were canceled already because we have the Prelude already in there. I think this was a kind of like a offshoot to the main X-Men continuity, so I don't think it was included in that. Like I said, I haven't been following the X-Men continuity that much. Correct me if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. And, while you're down there, tap gently on the subscribe button and the like button, or whatever. $3.99 for 32 pages, written by Benjamin. I made an entire mess out of the Beast and made Bill a angry man, Percy. Art by Joshua Cassara. Colors by Guru Effects. And the letters be by Joro Sabino. The cover by Joshua Cassara and on art, and Guru Effects on colors. Next, we're moving on to Dark Horse. Dark Horse has Arcbound coming to an end with #6, $4.99 for 32 pages. This was the miniseries that was based on a story by Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, I'll let you die when I destroy your city. That Tom Hardy. Also, edgy. I like to eat edge. But this is a story that he based on, and it's coming to an end this time. It was a story that he worked on with Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry. Drawn by Ryan Smallman, and the cover will be by Ryan Smallman. If you've been following this, now you know it's coming to an end. You don't have to worry about picking it up in your pull list anymore. But I hope to see like more of him, because it seems to be like, I don't know how much of his actual writing came through, how much actual work he did, how much butt in the seats writing he did on this. But if he just did like a kind of like, hey, you know what, this would be a good idea for a thing. What about this, and this happen? he hired two pretty good writers to actually pick that up and run with it. There'll be two other covers to go along with this final issue. Cover B by Tyler Kirkham, and cover C by Stefano Simone. Dynamite also has a series coming to an end this week, and luckily there's only, it looks like, 10 alternate covers, which to me is like a vacation in the Alps compared to the last one. It is Captain Planet and the Planeteers number 6. It is $4.99 for 32 pages, written by David Propose, art by Eman Casalos, and the cover will be by Chad Harden. There'll be 5 open order variants. Cover C by Christian Ward, cover D by Ben Oliver, cover E by Chad Harden, Metal Virgin, and a cover F by Chad Harden, just a regular Virgin. And there'll be 5 incentives. Cover G, a 1 in 10 by Jay Lee, black and white connecting variant. Cover H will be a 1 in 10 Ben Oliver Virgin. Cover I will be a 1 in 15 Jay Lee, black and white connecting Virgin. Cover J will be a 1 in 15 Christian Ward Virgin. And cover K will be a 1 in 20 Jay Lee connecting Virgin. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. They have 2 things coming to an end tonight. Both have 10 alternate covers sold. These are 2 more variant covers, 20 more variant covers than I really anticipated when I started off this day. Alright, Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls number 4 is coming to end with number 4. $4.99 for 32 pages. Writing and cover will be by Paulina Ganacho, and the art will be by Coleman Engel. There'll be 5 open order variants. Cover B by Engel, cover C by Ken Heiser, cover D by Zulema Scotto Lavina, cover E will be by Emilio Pillow, cover F will be Paulina Ganacho Metal Virgin. There'll be 5 incentive covers for this one. Cover G by Emilio Picho Virgin, that's going to be 1 in 10. 1 in 10 it is Zulema Scotto Lavina Virgin, a banana Virgin. Cover I will be a Coleman Engel Virgin, a 1 in 15. 1 in 15 at the Paulina Ganacho, but a Virgin. And cover K will be a 1 in 5 Ken Hazer Foil FOC Bonus Virgin. Alright, thankfully that's all for Dynamite for the week. Thank God they don't do facsimiles, and they don't have really any issues to note. Boom! Has one coming to an end. Be Not Afraid, number 9, is coming to an end. $4.99 for 32 pages, written by Jude Ellison S. Doyle. Art by Alessandro Utherin. Colors by Francisco Segala. And the cover will be by Rico Mirami. There'll be 1 open order cover, cover B by Julia Inez Mantone. And 2 incentives. Cover C, a 1 in 10 by Julia Inez Mantone, Virgin. And cover D be a 1 in 20 Ariella Christiantina Virgin variant. Destry is having one of their series come to an end with issue number 6. There Would Be Life. $8.99 for 48 pages. It is an oversized magazine-sized book, so that mitigates the $8 price a little bit. I rather pay that for that size of a book. We have big, beautiful pages to look at the artwork than $8.99 for a 48-page special from some other publisher in regular comic book size. But that's just me. Written by Brian Azzarello and Stephanie Phillips. Art by Daniel Zelzed. Colors by Lee Lowridge. Letters by Jared K. Fletcher, and a cover by Daniel Zelzedge on art and Lee Lowridge on colors. There'll be 2 open order variants. Cover B by Vincenzo Riccardi, and a cover D by Chris Booner. And there'll be 1 incentive. Cover C, a 1 in 10 by Max Fiumura. That's all for the new last issues. Next we have a Let's Try This Again. Pinup Apocalypse number 6 was supposed to, the final issue was supposed to come out on 9/24/25 from Massive. I believe that was last week, if I'm not mistaken. It apparently did not come out. It's still listed again for the 1st of October. So you have one more week to wait for the end of the Pinup Apocalypse. So get your affairs in order. Next up, a little segment I like to call Issues of Note.
This looks interesting.
First up, Image, Department of Truth 0. This is a prequel to the series. It is celebrating its, I believe, its 5th year in existence. It only has like 30 issues because it's not really published regularly. But yeah, it's been around for that long. And here you have a special 0 issue to tide you over until the next regular issue comes out. $49 for 40 pages. It is part of an ongoing series, I believe. Written by James Tynion IV and Scott Snyder. There are 2 stories in here. That's why there's 2 things. James Tynion is opening his arms wide and letting other creators into the property he created. And more power to him. He's a really nice guy. I met him one time at the All Comics. He had a signing there. So, all right. Art will be by Martin Simmons on the main story and Josh Hickson on the other. Looks like letters will be by Aditya Bidkar on both. And the cover will be by Martin Sidmans. There'll be one open order variant. Cover D, Tyler Bass die cut variant. There'll be 3 incentive covers. Cover B, 1 in 10 by Josh Hickson. Cover C, 1 in 25 by Tom Mueller. Cover E will be by 1 in 50 by Martin Sidmans. And there'll be 4 retailer exclusives for this. 1, Black Saber Comics, NYCC 2025 blank variant. Gotham City Limit, Andrew Robinson Virgin. Telecomics, David Sanchez Virgin. And the Comic Corner Lipway Ellis DMX album cover. It's made to look up like the DMX album, but it's Elvis. I think Elvis plays some part in the 0 thing, but it's Elvis in the pose of like DMX's famous cover where his blood's dripping down. So, if you ever want to see the bloody Elvis, pick up this book. Next up is Venom 250. This is one of those anniversary issues that Marvel has decided not to include in the actual run of the comic book, but instead dedicate its own dedicated kind of issue to it. Maybe because they brought the all-new Venom to an end last week, a couple weeks ago. I don't know if that's gone forever. I don't know if this is going to start a new status quo. I don't know if they're going to start a new series with the same status quo. But nonetheless, this is the 250th issue that Venom has appeared in one form or the other. Here you go. $7.99 for 56 pages. It's going to be a one-shot. It's going to be... I think it's going to be a one-shot. Like I said, I don't know if it's coming back or not. $7.99 for 56 pages. It's going to be a one... it's going to... I said that already. Writing by Al Ewing and Charles Soule. Art by Todd Knock and Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson and Carlos Gomez. Colors will be by Frank D'Armata. The cover will be by Ryan Stegman on art and Frank Martin on colors. There'll be 8 open order variants for this one. One by Ario Anindito foil variant. One blank variant. One done by Carlos Gomez. One done by Greg Capullo. One done by Jae Hyung Lee. One done by Mark Bagley. Nick Bradshaw Muppets variant, which features Rolf as Venom. Might be worth picking up. And a Peach Momoko variant. There'll be 2 incentive covers. A 1 in 25 by Jerome Opina. And a 1 in 100 of the Ji Hyung Lee Belina Virgin. There'll be 1 retailer exclusive, the Comic Mint, KRS Comics, New York Comic Con 2025 Peach Momoko Virgin cover. Next, on to our final segment. Thank goodness the long national nightmare is finally over. Guiding Lines is coming to an end with our look at facsimiles. All right. there are two facsimiles from two different companies here. First up is DC Comics. They're going to have a variant facsimile of Detective Comics number 40. I believe this is the first appearance of. It's the origin of Clayface. I know that much. I don't know if it's the first appearance of Clayface, or it might be a first appearance of Two-Face. It's a key issue that they're reprinting, and you can get it for the low price of $2.99, I guess. They're going to have a facsimile, a foil variant, and a blank variant. Next up, Marvel has a facsimile coming out. I guess to tie into their crossover, it's going to be a one from their Alchemon line, Marvel DC Spider-Boy facsimile edition number 1. It is going to be it's going to be a facsimile, and that's all they're coming out with. There's no variants, there's no incentives, there's no nothing. There's going to be one facsimile for that. So, what do you think? Do you think what looks good for you? What doesn't look good for you? Which are you going to actually look out for and try to get for yourself? What you are trying to, not going to get for yourself? What are you not looking for? Which you think is the best book of the week? If it's not the one I chose, which you think is the worst book of the week? Let me know in the comments. Start a conversation. And if you made it this far, thank you. This has been an arduous kind of task, but if you did, like, subscribe, share, comment, say good things about me in public, tell people you don't know about me, and just, that's all I ask. Because, you know what, I do this out of love for you. Alright, that's it for this week. Until next time, keep on collecting.